All right, well, the flea market has started up again. In Silicon Valley, there's been a very old electronics swap meet that is decades and decades old now. And I went to it today and got some things. So let's take a look at what I found. There was a guy who had a bunch of connectors. Now, I don't know if you've bought B and C connectors lately, but a good quality B and C connector is like stupid expensive. And so I bought the one. These are, I don't know. These are like Johnson. These are old school. They have the little locking nut inside of the thing. You put the wire in. I don't know. So he had these, and he had my favorites, which are these Pomonas, obviously used. Yeah. And then I don't have any pin connectors, which you rarely use, but I wanted some for a particular reason. And this one's Pomona, and these are somebody else. But these are the, oops, it's on the floor now. But these are like the real deal. These are nice. These are nice things. 50 cents a connector. So I bought those. There was another guy who had every shape and form of a oscilloscope probe, all kinds of oscilloscope probes, and so I bought these from him. These are Tektronics times 10 attenuators. Now I think these will fit my active probe. I believe that's what these are for, and these should go together. So yeah, they're pretty stout. So these are Tektronics part numbers 010038400, 200 volts times 10 attenuator, and then this is just a times 1, I believe, for I think the same, maybe different. Maybe these are different as well, or this is the first one, like the replaceable tip. So anyway, these are $1 a piece, so got those. He also had these for $1 each, and I don't know what scope these came from, but I bought them because of the scope probe to B and C adapter. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. If you haven't, you need to find the right size for your probe. Here we go. Oh, and springs. So yeah, try to find those little springs. Those are hard to find too. This is jammed in there. That shouldn't be in there. And I can't grab my. Okay, I need to use my fingers to grab that. I know scissors aren't the right tool for this. There we go. So these are the replaceable tip to some probe, and then this is a probe to B and C adapter, and yeah, these can be very, very handy. Let's see if they fit my my new Rigol probe. Here's my Rigol, and oh, I think those are just perfect. Let's see here. Maybe not. And maybe not. I don't know if the pin is the right diameter. It kind of looks like it. There we go. I don't know. I do have the Rigol equivalents, but yeah, these are always handy. And I got 4 of those for $2, plus the little springs and the little caps that. Yeah, I'm not sure what scope this is from, but yeah, we'll have fun with that. Oops. Okay, I got those scope probe things from one guy, so $5 for all that stuff. There was another guy who had these things. This is a laser diode assembly. There's a diode back here. There's an anti-reflective window here. There's a weird prism in this front, which he described to me what it's for, made by Alps. There seemed to be some drive electronics here. I'm going to have to reverse engineer it. But he did tell me what the diode is. The diode is a 405 nanometer near ultraviolet laser, 1 watt. So you can probably just cut it off here and just throw that stuff away. But what this is it's just a block of clear glass with a motor attached. So there's a motor down here, and that block, let's say this is the block does this. So if a beam is coming in, you can translate the beam like this as it goes through this block. It will be transformed like that, or it'll go straight, or it'll be transformed like that as it does its bounciness in there. So that's like for some type of alignment thing. So he was about to leave the flea market, and he says he was giving a deal. Normally they were $10 each, and he'd sell me 2 for $10, and so I bought 4. So these will be in upcoming videos about laser diodes and stuff. Try to get those to go. Let's see, I've talked about those. There was a guy who had all kinds of calculators, and calculators are just worthless. And these weren't nice calculators, they were just kind of garbage calculators. But in his pile of calculators was this. And all of his calculators were $5. And so I assumed this is $5 too. So yeah, so I got it for $5. Lafayette, we'll do a video on that. That's kind of a cool one. And then I ran across a guy who had just driven up, and he said he was moving. He worked at Lockheed Martin here, and he was moving to Texas. He got a aerospace job in Dallas, and he said, I got free stuff. You want free stuff? And I go, yeah. And so I got some prototype boxes from him. So these are just little enclosure boxes. They even come with a little proto PC board that fits inside the boxes. So yeah, I can always use those. And then he showed me this, and he says, now, he goes, I can't 100% validate it, but he says, I'm pretty sure it's true. Let's see here if I can't open this box up. He said he got it from a level 6 space guy. I don't know what level 6 is, probably super secret stuff. And so he says he did not question the validity of what was told to him, but supposedly these are space qualified solar panels of some type. So that'll be kind of fun to look at. They look cracked and everything now, but that'd be fun to look at. So that was free. And then he said probably the best thing he had for free, and I agree, was this. I used to have the other model of this. So this is an ICOM dual band radio. And I had the W2A, and there's a battery that clips on over here that makes it long, so it slides on like that. So and then the BNC here. And it was a dual bander, 2 meter 440. And this is the X2A. That was the W2A. This is the X2A. This is a 440 1.2 gigahertz, or 23 centimeters. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find an antenna for it, and I'm gonna have to power it up, see if we can't make it work. So that'll be in a video. Anyway, yeah, I thought I made a pretty good haul today. So future fodder for the IMSAI channel.